Happy Monday, Blade Addicts. Today we're going to be talking about budget steels versus what would be considered more of a premium steel. Today I got the Para 3 with the CPM Crewwear. I've got a stainless steel case, and I have a chrome vanadium case that we'll talk about. So I guess I'll start with the CPM Crewwear, and I have a cheat sheet over here to my left, so I don't need anybody calling me out. Let's see, the CPM Crewwear is a high performance air hardening powder metallurgy tool steel. So this was, I guess, engineered to kind of be a premium upgrade to D2 steel. This is more, I guess you would say, more apt to rust or wear than like a S30V because of the level of carbon in it. But the added carbon also makes it a lot easier to sharpen, in my opinion. Yesterday, I actually kind of put this thing to the test. I cut a ton of cardboard. I had a bunch of boxes from a new TV and new trash cans, some other things that I had gotten over the weekend, and I probably made, I don't know, 30 long cuts. I mean, I diced this stuff up to cram it in the dumpster. But I just want to see how the edge would hold up. From what I see online, it says that, there's good edge retention with this thing. So after the 30 cardboard cuts that I had with it, I did the hair test. It wouldn't shave my hair anymore. And I did a paper test, and it kind of caught on the paper, whereas before it was just slicing through super easy. So after I got done using it, I decided to kind of hone in the edge. I couldn't find an exact angle that Spyderco sets their edges to from the factory, so I got on the Work Sharp and set it to a 17-degree angle, and I sharpened it to 600 grit. So with 600 grit, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. You can kind of see the little micro serrations along the edge of the blade, and that just makes this thing bite and freaking sharp as a razor. Back to shaving hair with ease, and there you go. Cutting paper super easily, like nothing. Cut a swirl in that thing. So I was super impressed with how easy it was to sharpen this thing. I thought I was going to have to hammer on it for a while with it being such a, premium steel. You hear kind of horror stories about trying to resharpen those things, and it taking a lot longer to do. But it dulled up. I'll say it, after the 30 super long cardboard cuts with thick cardboard, which any knife will. So that's really not saying much. I've yet to have a knife that you spend 30-45 minutes cutting cardboard with it, that it's not duller than it was when you started. It was still sharp, and I could have waited to sharpen it for sure, but I just like having knives that have screaming edges all the time, man. So I went ahead and got her sharpened up. So moving on, this is a case, stainless steel, and this is a 2011 case. So this thing probably cost somewhere around, I don't know, 65 to 75 bucks when it was new. So compared to this thing, hell of a lot cheaper. But the steel that they use in their stainless steel is a 420 HC steel. So it is more of a budget-friendly steel. you know, super tolerant to, um, staining and scratching and things like that. And it's, they're really easy to sharpen as well. So one difference I'd like to point out between more of a premium steel, and a budget steel. So this is going to have better edge retention. They're probably just as easy to sharpen. This one may be easier to sharpen. But the biggest difference is you can see with this knife, this was my grandfather's knife. You see the tip of that is bent, and it was a lot more bent than that, and I ground it down some. But the tip of that blade is bent where he used this to pry or turn it like a screwdriver or something. If you do that with this knife, that tip is gonna snap right off. So one, I guess, benefit that you could say of a cheaper, budget steel is that it's more durable, with tasks that you'd use this for, outside of a normal, pocket knife roll. For cutting, strictly cutting, obviously the ergonomics on this thing far superior to this, and pocket clips, handle material, just the functionality of it, so much more superior. But that budget steel, man, that is not going to snap off. I mean, I'm sure there are people that have snapped case knives, but this is just an example of what that kind of less hard, more budget type steel is capable of. Because this thing, it gets razor sharp too, man. Look at that. Sharp as a razor. Is the edge going to hold up as well as this? Probably not. This would probably be a heck of a lot duller if I cut 30 pieces of cardboard with it than this ended up being, and would need attention sooner. But this thing, man, there's something to say about that. A knife that can withstand a little bit of something outside of its normal duty task. But lastly, I'll talk about this case, a 75 pattern, and this is in the CV, so chrome vanadium steel. There you go. CV. Let me get some stats pulled up for you here. So the chrome vanadium is a highly durable alloy steel used primarily for heavy-duty hand tools and automotive components. So this is also known for corrosion resistance and the ability to withstand high stress without shattering. So that kind of falls in the same line as this. In a pinch, you could use that as a flathead screwdriver or to pry on something. And it's not going to shatter. It's going to bend, but you could either try to bend it back if it's not too bad, or you could grind it down, and it's not going to hurt your pocket as much as if you have one of these and you snap the tip off of this thing. You're not going to want to replace this, and you're probably not going to be too happy that the tip snapped off of your freaking expensive knife there. So that's kind of the main point I wanted to point out with the budget steels versus where there's MagnaCut, S30V, S90V, Crewwear, CPM Crewwear. All of these are made to have very good edge retention and be super hard. So good hard steel doesn't equate to durability when it comes to tasks that might be outside of just cutting with your pocket knife. So if you have if you're at a job where you use your knife every day and you're just cutting bands off of pallets or cutting cardboard, this would be fine. If you're more of a farmer, you want to pack around a pocket knife. You know, use this for cutting rope, twine, in a pinch as a screwdriver. It's not going to break on you, or it'll bend, but it's probably not going to break on you. And if it does, it was 65 bucks. I mean, for a good quality American made knife with bone handles, I mean, come on. Slip joint, case XX, baby. But anyways, I don't really have a preference. You know, I like all of these for what they are. I've really enjoyed this one here, and I really enjoy this. I just know there's certain things that I'm going to do with this knife that I'm not going to do with this knife, and vice versa. You know, I would, you know, be more apt to probably cut cardboard with this thing than this, because I know that, well, I'll tell you what, but that's not even true. I cut cardboard with these two things all day long too. I'd probably just, you know, dull the edge a lot quicker, but I got 3 blades. So that's another thing with the slip joint and kind of the cheaper steels there. But anyways, both great choices, whether you're wanting a newer super steel or an older budget steel. You know, as long as it's American made, in my opinion, you know, good quality. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching. Let me know if there's anything in the anything that you guys want to see in the comments, whether you want me to demonstrate how I sharpen a knife, or make a pocket slip for a slip joint knife, or pliers, or how to tie a lanyard to the end of your knife. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to listen to you and, you know, put something out that you guys want to see. Anyways, peace out, guys. Have a good week.